Morning, everyone. Here we are at the end of what I'm guessing is the craziest school year that you've ever been a part of. I wanted to talk about appreciation. I obviously hope that everyone knows the gratitude the school board has for your work this year, but also people in the community. I've never had more people stop me and tell me what a remarkable job QPS has done this year. And I know that I speak for the school board when I say this. There are a number of groups and organizations that stepped up huge for our community last year, but in our eyes, the dedication and the sacrifice that all of you displayed this year for our kids and our community will go down in the record books. The district, we've accomplished some pretty big things since I've been on the school board, but I would say we've never been more proud of all of you than this school year. In most years, there are a lot of community members that I feel don't fully realize the positive impact that you guys make on the community. After this school year, I think that group of people has shrank significantly. And I could go on and on and on about how incredible the Blue Devil family was this year, but I also know that no one wants to hear me ramble. So I'll stop there, and I'll just say that on behalf of the QPS Board of Education and Mayor Mike Trope and Sheldon Bailey, thank you. Thank you for showing this community what leading by example and leading by love looks like. We can't thank you enough for what you accomplished this last year. We hope that you have an incredibly fun summer with your families and friends. Congratulations on doing things that no other districts did. We thank you.
This is our day to celebrate accomplishments, recognize a few award winners, and honor our distinguished retirees. We have a few individuals leaving that have not retired. Some are for health reasons, family reasons, moving closer to home. A few are leaving for a better pay and benefits. A few are disgruntled. Please know I understand. I thank you for your service to the children of Quincy. We have been in the foxhole together this year, and I love and respect you all. For whatever reason you are leaving QPS, please know I still kind of like you. You will always be part of our historic 2021 team. If you need anything, just call. For those of you that will be joining me next year, please get some rest. Relax. Find at least a few weeks to recharge. Next year, we start with 2 teacher institutes on August 16th and 17th. We can ease in a little, and then the kids arrive on August 18th. 6 years ago, I said, give me 5 years, and we will finish all these buildings and get back to normal. And then we had this year. No promises for next year, but I'm hoping for a great 21-22 school year. QPS has had an amazing year because of your heroics. Thank you for being dedicated to the children of Quincy. You have made and delivered meals, drove buses, taught in person, remote, or a combination. You have made an impact on children of this community in a positive way. We have done things districts our size were unable to do. We were only able to do it because you were here for the children of Quincy. You have made historic, never before accomplishments. Both in-person and remote option instruction for children and families of Quincy for 181 days in all 10 Quincy public schools. No other school in our conference or in the LUDA districts accomplished that feat. Here are a few of our other accomplishments.
The Security Department installed cameras in stairwells at Quincy Senior High School, installed radar speed signs at Rooney Elementary School, and installed lockdown buttons at Early Childhood to automate audio message, lock doors, and send alarm to police.
QAVTC. QAVTC Graphics and the QHS English departments partnered to create a graphic language arts class. As of December of 2020, QAVTC Health Occupations class had 20 students successfully. passed the CNA test to become an essential CNA workers of Quincy. And QAVTC welcomed back the commercial foods classroom after a 2-year absence. 9 students fill the QAVTC halls daily with enticing aromas.
Our Quincy Public School District Music Department provided quality music education both in person and remotely since the first day of school. They produced virtual concerts, kindergarten through 12th grade, including QHS Vespers, Broadway Battle, 1st and 3rd grade programs, and New Faces. They created kindergarten through 5th grade music curriculum maps aligned to new music curriculum, and they began nearly 90 instrumental student beginners in October.
The nursing department. We reached a 99.8% district immunization compliance rate. We have completed 7,424 vision and hearing screenings and rescreenings, completed over 3,500 contact tracing phone calls, and kept students and staff healthy and safe during the COVID pandemic, seeing 66,315 students through the end of March.
ABC and Across. The ABC Academy Across graduated 14 students for the 2021 school year. Staff did an amazing job helping students to be successful by teaching in person and monitoring and providing support to a caseload of remote students. ABC Academy and Across students finished a record number of Edgenuity courses and earned more credits than any other year since the program began.
Quincy Senior High School. QHS redesigned many of their processes and practices in a short timeline to deal with COVID. They successfully offered in-person instruction all year. They pulled off in-person graduation and prom when many other high schools in the country struggled with this or canceled altogether. They competed in all 17 sports with parents and fans in attendance. Boys and girls golf and girls cross country were conference champs.
The custodial and maintenance staff successfully navigated the COVID cleaning and maintenance required to keep our schools open and in session. Continuing the QJHS renovations were made possible by the installation of 3,500 ceiling tiles, 861 new LED fixtures, 43,000 feet of Cat 6 cable, 175 gallons of paint, 16,000 square feet of carpet, and 92 roller window shades. In addition, the maintenance, custodial, and ground staff maintain 1,223,715 square feet of building space, 85 acres of green space, and 38 acres of paved surfaces.
Our Transportation Department accomplishments. The Quincy Public School Transportation Department had an excellent year. The staff went above and beyond every day. We had half the office staff for 3/4 of the year and 35 retirement or resignations this year alone. Almost every day, drivers, mechanics, and office staff volunteered to do double routes or did multiple routes to get students to school and home safely. The department also did an amazing job adapting and pivoting with all of the changes from the COVID pandemic. The new and changing guidelines and procedures included quarantining, cleaning buses before, during, and after routes, assigning seats and tracking student attendance, taking temperatures before they board the bus, as well as making sure everyone wore a mask. And the department maintained its highest level of safety ever during an extreme driver shortage. The department averages approximately 17 bus incidents a year. This year we had only 5.
Denman School accomplishments. Mindfulness. Knowing that the pandemic impacted both our staff and students' social emotional well-being, we decided that learning about and implementing mindfulness practices into our personal and professional lives. Engagement. Our professional development has focused on creating highly engaged classrooms. We have learned about 2 forms of engagement: investing, asking questions, and valuing the learning, and driving, setting goals, seeking feedback, and self-assessment. Core values. We established 9 core values in the previous school year. For the 2020 to 2021 school year, staff spent time developing phrases for each core value. Our students have a deeper understanding of what it means to be a Denman Falcon.
Lincoln Douglas accomplishments. We have moved our understanding and competencies of technology forward 6 years in less than 9 months. Students, staff, and families tirelessly dedicated themselves to safety, allowing us to stay in person all year. Discipline was down, creativity was up. Now we all know the rules for games like sharks and minnows.
Rooney accomplishments. Rooney's team was more supportive, flexible, and creative than ever before. During a year with so many twists and turns, the Rooney team was there for students, families, and one another through it all. There was an increased teacher-provided professional development on how learning platforms can be used to enhance instruction, and then we built and sustained a stronger sense of community within the classroom, resulting in an increase in the focus on student learning.
Accomplishments from food service. With no additional staff, our food service staff serve lunches in over 219 classrooms each day for pre-K through junior high school students. Food service staff shows amazing work ethic, adaptability, and flexibility by changing how they serve meals in the typical cafeteria setting to serving meals grab and go in classrooms, IMCs, the cafeteria, and remotely. Last summer, the Quincy Public School District served over 70,000 meals during the pandemic. They accomplished this by partnering with Blessed Sacrament, Quincy Christian, and the Kroc Center, and also the YMCA to serve those that were the neediest in our community.
ECFC. They were able to stay in session from August to June, while many other Head Start and Preschool for All programs were remote all year and never stepped foot back into their schools. They were a team that came together to make sure their school had adequate coverage for all classrooms during a pandemic, and they survived while showing growth with students, parents, and staff.
IL's accomplishments. Identified many positives and changes to procedures that will be beneficial for students and staff moving forward. With students spending more time in their classroom and only with their classmates, there was an ability to build a stronger classroom community. As a Red Tail family, we have learned many things over the course of the last year that have helped us grow professionally, as well as supporting students and families. We have lifted each other up more intentionally as we knew the importance of encouragement. We have focused on keeping a positive mindset of grow through what we grow through.
Thomas S. Baldwin accomplishments. First, resiliency. Our team learned COVID could provide a new perspective. We devised new game plans for entering and exiting the building, providing breakfast and lunches, getting to and from rooms in the building, all while following COVID protocol. 2, dedication. Each staff member did what it took to serve our students and family. They took on jobs that weren't part of their job descriptions and gladly stepped up to assist with whatever was needed. 3, greatness. Our students were held to high standards for academic and personal excellence. Our teachers shared their expertise during PD times with the other staff. Our students worked hard seeing referrals decline and MAP scores increase in overall growth.
Accomplishments at Quincy Junior High School. QJHS was able to prioritize, develop, execute, and revise plans that kept students and staff safe, allowed for in-person and remote learning daily, provided physical education, music, computers, and art for all students, provided SEL and academic support daily through advisory classes, allowed all IESA sporting events, extended day support and clubs, and music for students and parents, continued professional development for staff with learning partners and primary partners, completed all state and district assessments for in-person and remote learners, and they will be introducing the implementation of co-teaching in the 21-22 school year.
The Quincy Public Schools Technology Department accomplishments. They deployed over 3,000 Chromebooks across the district. They closed 2,500 support tickets and upgraded phone systems at senior high, launched and redesigned the district website.
Library staff. IMC Paras continued to provide library services for students despite COVID scheduling and placement obstacles this year. They delivered books to classrooms while the library was being used for lunches and other events due to COVID. They provided tremendous support in laptop distribution and support for remote learners. Whether it's helping with testing, supporting a student, or stepping in to help a staff member, the library staff was always flexible and willing to help whenever they could.
Wow, what a great list of just a few of our accomplishments this year. And I will tell you, the list was revised a little bit because your leaders suck at bullet comments and keeping things short. But I understand. They're extremely proud of you, as I am. So now we want to just talk about a couple of our awards this year. Dr. Meyer was an educator who loved kids and always put students first. We named our Teacher of the Year award after Dr. Meyer. In a year that has been by far the most difficult in educational history, our teachers have done a phenomenal job. Mrs. Fenn Bigelow is an extraordinary math teacher and leader. She previously taught 6th grade mathematics for Quincy Junior High. With her leadership, the PLC met goals they set for their MAP growth through their work with data and instructional practices. Knowing the strengths of Mrs. Bigelow and her ability to help students not only grow but achieve, we presented Fenn with an opportunity for leadership as the new academic curriculum liaison for the mathematics department and the challenge to move to the 8th grade mathematics PLC. Fenn accepted the challenge and has taken her leadership role to another level. Amid a pandemic, she and her PLC were able to move the 8th grade students above national norms in mathematics for the first time. She not only leads her department in mathematics, but continues to look at data to improve her instructional practices and what her and her department can do for students. Most recently, she shared with her PLC, I shared with my PD on courageous conversations about race and printed out my class report as well as achievement and growth report, NWEA map, by ethnicity last night. I quickly scanned through the reports, but I am not sure the best way to compare the data. I will take a closer look at the reports and share my findings before our next meeting. Not sure how reflective my reports will be, but it's a good start. This action speaks volumes to the words of a leader and educator like Mrs. Bigelow. She is never satisfied with her instruction and is constantly seeking ways to bring equity and learning to all students. It is an honor and a privilege to have Mrs. Fenn Bigelow as part of our Quincy Junior High School family. She has been awarded the Dr. George C. Meyer Educational Award for Teaching Excellence. Quincy Senior High School, Quincy Public Schools, and the Quincy community knows how great a teacher Charla Heitman is. She is a master at her craft. She is loved by her students because of the care and dedication she has for them. She is respected and loved by her colleagues and peers at the Quincy Senior High School Math Department. This is a special group of professionals that are there for each other and for the students of Quincy Senior High. What we did not know about Charla was her courage, her strength, and her will to fight and to do what was needed for her family, her students, and her friends. But we have learned that over the last 2 years. A pandemic seems like a small obstacle when you have beaten back cancer. Charla took on this year like a champion. She was able to meet students' needs in person, remote, and with every means possible. Her innovation and love for teaching has shined this year. We are proud to present her with the Dr. George C. Meyer Educational Award for Teaching Excellence. The Thomas Lane Award is given each year to the Outstanding Support Person of the Year for Quincy Public Schools. It was named for a security guard who went above and beyond his job for the students in his care. There was little doubt who would win the award this year. We have chosen the entire Quincy Public Schools Nursing Department. The group of professionals were our guide, our experts, and our voice of reason and care during this crazy year. Please honor Director of Nursing, Brandy Kirby, RN, Certified School Nurse. Nursing Secretary, Mary Tipton. From Baldwin, Nancy Hill, RN, Certified School Nurse. Andy Clark, RN, School Nurse. Denman, Sheila Benz, RN, Certified School Nurse. Shelley Bentley, RN, School Nurse. Isles, Brenda Cawthon, RN, Certified School Nurse. Darla Fessler, RN, School Nurse. Lincoln Douglas, Ruth Siebers, RN, Certified School Nurse. Rose Finley, RN, School Nurse. Rooney, Julie Reuter, RN, Certified School Nurse. April Sibbing, RN, School Nurse. Quincy Junior High School, Melissa Logan, RN, Certified School Nurse. Julie Peter, RN, School Nurse. Quincy High School, Kelly Lamers, RN, Certified School Nurse. Tracy Schutte, RN, School Nurse. ECFC, Cindy Ott, RN, Certified School Nurse. Dawn Ufkus, RN, School Nurse. District Float, Cheryl Grover, RN, District Nurse. Our retirees, if you have time, please take time to shake hands and thank the following individuals as they retire. We have an amazing class of superstars leaving Quincy Public Schools. They will be tough to replace.
Lisa Bearden. Lisa is a true professional who helped lead the PE department. She was well respected by staff, students, and parents. She helped champion the development of new opportunities for students to keep engaging and be active. I always admired how she would do anything for a child. Whether she was in the middle of a lesson, ready to go home for the day, or not feeling well, she was always willing to drop whatever she was doing to help a student. We could always count on her as a professional and to always put kids first.
Valerie Bordenkircher. Caring, encouraging, helpful, reassuring, sympathetic, understanding, and uplifting. These are all synonyms for the word supportive. As our Red Tail SSFL, she has been all of these things and so much more. To our students, you bet. To our families, absolutely. To our aisle staff, without a doubt. Valerie has been the embodiment of a perfect colleague. She has performed her duties and been a support for students and families in struggle as well as good times. She has said that the challenging and hardest to love students and families are the ones that kept her coming back each day. We wish Valerie all the best in her retirement and know she will be enjoying spending more time with her family.
Jeannie Brocksmith, who retired back in August. Jeannie was a wonderful employee and great with children. She was truly an asset to the QPS transportation family. She was very sweet, and the kids miss her dearly. We have had several calls to that effect since she has retired.
Lori Christner, Rooney, 4th grade, special education co-teacher. While Lori taught for just 1 year in the Quincy Public School District, she began her career in education in 1985. She describes her year in Quincy Public Schools as a year of continuous learning and fun. Lori looks forward to retirement, and she plans to enjoy traveling, mountain hiking, and catching up on projects around the home. We wish Lori all the best.
Lori Cox. Lori is a longtime social worker in the Quincy Public Schools, spending many of those years at Quincy High School. Lori is a passionate advocate for all students, and she cares deeply about the mental health of both students and staff. Her efforts in Tier 3 made QHS a model for districts all over the state. Always a team player, Lori actually stepped in to take on the special education coordinator position at QHS when we were in a bind a few years ago. While her absence is a loss, we're happy that she'll get to spend more time with family, including her newest grandchild.
Penny Gardner. Mrs. Gardner is the definition of an educational leader among her peers, her students, and their families. Her open-mindedness and thoughtfulness were always valuable character traits when we needed to brainstorm or plan for supporting students or staff. Mrs. Gardner was a risk taker when it came to physical education curriculum, always willing to try new ideas based on the interest of her students. Thank you for all that you have done by inspiring us through your actions.
Diana Gedstead. I do not believe I have met a bigger Chiefs fan in my lifetime. Now that your home is built in Kansas City, those drives home from the stadium on game days will be a lot shorter of a commute. Your Lincoln Douglas family will miss you. Your creativity and commitment to students is second to none. Thank you for all of the support and amazing experiences you have provided our students, staff, and community.
Jerry Hall, Rooney, 1st grade teacher. Jerry has taught for 34 years, all with QPS, with 23 of those years at Dewey Elementary and these last 3 years at Rooney. She has loved each experience for its unique challenges and rewards. Jerry is a top-notch educator in all areas. She's a true professional and is loved by students, families, and colleagues. Jerry leaves big shoes to fill. In retirement, Jerry plans to spend more time camping with family and friends and attending as many Kansas City Chiefs football games as possible.
Ann Camphouse. Ann was a paraeducator for many years. Her last assignment as a paraeducator started with a student when he was in 7th grade. She supported him through his time at both junior high and senior high. She retired not long after his graduation. Ann was always positive, and she was adept at knowing how to support kids with just the right amount of help. She knew when to step in and help and when she should let students figure it out for themselves. She will be missed.
Tim Kathman. Tim is knowledgeable of his duties and performs them accurately with minimal supervision. Tim was always willing to go the extra mile, whether it was staying after during winter months to assist a stuck bus, coming in on a weekend to get a trip bus ready, or climbing in the roof hatch of a locked bus. He did anything that was asked of him.
John Kelly, Rooney custodian. John retires from QPS after beginning in 1996. He has worked at Quincy Senior High School, Washington, Dewey, and Rooney. You won't find a harder worker or kinder person than John Kelly. He often comments that over the years he has truly loved every student and teacher. John is a treasure and will be dearly missed by all who have had the privilege of knowing him. John looks forward to spending more time with family, particularly time for more adventures to unique places.
Linda Lagaman. Linda is a loyal employee who has worked in food service at Quincy Public Schools for greater than 25 years. She is exceptionally hardworking and very much a team player. Linda is without fail willing to jump in and help out where needed. She is very adaptable and is always ready for the next challenge. Linda's kind and caring nature make her easy to like and work with. Her service is greatly appreciated.
Sherry Law. When you need to smile and feel good about yourself, take 10 minutes to speak with Sherry. She will help you turn your day around with her sincere and giant heart. Mrs. Law is now taking time to fill her bucket in Arizona with her grandbaby. We will miss her creative ringtones, identifying the family members calling her. She's a big Journey fan. Mrs. Law will always have a home at Lincoln Douglas.
Betty Lawless. Betty was a Spanish teacher at both junior high and senior high. She could build a relationship with anyone, and she always had a kind word and a smile. She would do anything for her kids, and they knew she deeply cared about them. Through her career, though her career did not end the way she would have liked, she can take comfort in the fact that she's impacted the lives of hundreds of children.
Deborah Leffert, Rooney cafeteria cook. Deb was a leader in the kitchen, knowing what to do, when to do it, and how to get things done. She loved the students and gave out many tight hugs. Deb never missed work, and without employees like Deb, the food service department would not be possible.
Robert Mast. Bob does whatever it takes to help serve his students. He recently sat with and wiped a transition student's mouth several times during an observation ride-along. He is willing to be a part of all solutions and follow through with parent requests. Bob is a good man.
Cindy McNeely. Cindy McNeely has been an amazing worker throughout her career. She was always happy and consistently maintained a positive attitude. Cindy was liked by all and was always willing to help out wherever she was needed. She took great pride in her work and had a way to make food look even more appetizing. She had an eye for detail. Cindy was a steadfast employee that we could count on no matter what. Her service is appreciated. Judy Mahaffey. Congratulations and thank you, Judy Mahaffey, for dedicating yourself to QPS students for over 29 years. You greeted each student with a welcoming smile, pushed them to achieve, and formed great relationships with them. Your service is appreciated. We wish you the best in your retirement.
Dan Nutt. Dan single-handedly installed all the interactive boards in the district. He is a jack of all trades. There's not a project that he cannot figure out, and his work is A+. Dan is a master at gardening, and the maintenance staff will miss the fresh produce and his Badger hat.
Barb Owning. Barb's retired from the school district with over 30 years of service. She's an incredibly hardworking and very dependable. Barb is extremely kind-hearted and the type of woman that has never met a stranger. She is known to be the number cruncher in the Isles cafeteria. Barb's always been willing to be flexible to meet the needs of the school district and takes great pride in her work. She has been a dedicated, loyal employee, and she'll be greatly missed.
Val Payton. Val Payton is an incredibly sharp individual. She consistently comes up with great ideas and better ways to accomplish tasks in the cafeteria. Val is quick and adaptable and could be put into any position and do a great job. She never cuts corners and has a high attention to detail. Val was an advocate for those that worked in food service. Val will be a terrible loss for our school district.
Janet Powell. Mrs. Powell is one of the most competitive people you will meet. Her NCAA brackets are legendary year in and year out. She also goes above and beyond to meet the needs of all students in the cafeteria, while always being willing to jump in and help out a peer with whatever job that needs to be completed. A true teammate. Thank you for everything you have done for our staff, students, and their families over the years. You are truly appreciated.
Kathy Post. Kathy Post has provided QJHS with decades of quality service and will be greatly missed. She is well known for her compassion for all students and her kindness toward others. Her calm demeanor has been extremely effective in managing and de-escalating challenging behavior. Kathy's strong work ethic has always been evident, and she's willing to help wherever needed. In addition to her paraeducator duties, Kathy has served as the check-in and check-out coordinator for several years, along with her service as a lunchroom and athletic event supervisor.
Barb Pudlow. Barb is a very pleasant, positive employee who always does what is asked of her. Barb really enjoys her students, and they light up the moment they see her. Extra Trip sponsors have wanted to clone Barb for the wonderful job she does.
Carol Sass. Carol was a longtime paraeducator who has spent the majority of her career at Quincy Senior High School. She cared deeply about her kids and was always up for a challenge. She always responds with grace and never gave up on a kid. The last two students with whom Carol worked with in her career flourished with her support. She had a similar impact her entire career.
Steve Sanders. Steven's bus is always amazingly clean. He cleans it every day, and his students do a good job keeping it that way. Stephen works with all students in hopes that they learn respect for each other. He warmly greets his students with words of encouragement each morning. Stephen said it best himself, quote, "I have tremendously enjoyed my position as a bus driver and have found it a privilege being the first person the students see in the morning, in addition to encouraging them to make the most of the opportunity they have in going to school."
Lynn Schultz. No statement better describes Lynn Schultz's 21 years of dedicated service to Quincy Public Schools than "Love leaves a legacy." Throughout her career in education, Lynn effortlessly stepped in and led side by side with 3 different administrators in 3 different buildings, Berrien, Adams, and Denman. Any person who knows Lynn has experienced the positive energy that radiates from her. Her nature is always welcoming. She uses every passing greeting with any student, staff, family, or community member as an opportunity for relationship development. Lynn has made an endless influence and an enduring impact for generations of students, families, and staff. The outreach of her legacy is wide and deep because she has led with love. Our community is kinder and a better place because of her impact.
Kim Sorensen. Kim is amazing with the students. She has a positive attitude, smiling the entire time while concentrating on the students. Kim is very hands-on, helping with book bags, little pats on the shoulders, etc. It's obvious that Kim loves working with children. She really knows how to speak to children, in fact, so well she could do a training class. A parent also remarked, "Every day for the last 2 years, Kim has welcomed my son onto the bus with a great big smile and open arms. I love that he is safe and loved on his ride to and from school."
Phyllis Stewart. Phyllis is a strong, independent, and caring person who has the continuity and glue that too often held this district together between some very good and a few bad superintendents and board members. She is a professional and consummate loyal soldier. She is outstanding at her job. She is also a great mother and wife. She will be very missed.
Best wishes, Phyllis.
Lisbeth Ellen Taylor. Ellen is a dedicated educator who has spent the last 32 years at QPS in a wide variety of positions, including 1 year at junior high and pre-K, 24 years at Quincy Senior High, and most recently has spent the last 7 years as an English teacher at the Adams County Regional Safe School. Ellen has survived working with 6 superintendents, not counting the multiple interims, 10 principals, 5 department chairs, hundreds of colleagues, and over 3,000 students, some of whom are now QPS teachers, principals, and central office administrators. Ellen will be missed.
Donna Wewell, Rooney Cafeteria Coordinator. Since starting in the district in October of 2001, Donna has been one of our greatest leaders in food service. She leads through servant leadership. Students have always known they can share a story or a worry with Donna, and she'd be there to celebrate, encourage, or just listen. In her retirement, Donna looks forward to sleeping past 3:30 a.m., spending more time with her family, gardening, working with her flowers, and barn quilting. Donna is a valued staff member who will be dearly missed.
Doug Williman. Students in Mr. Williman's classroom always felt safe because of his planning, consistent expectations, and open communication. Students always knew what was going to happen next. His smile and positive outlook will be missed, along with his soccer skills that he would flash while playing outside during recess with students. Thank you for being the calming spirit so many of our students need in their lives every day.
As a combat commander, I had 5 soldiers lose their life in combat. After this occurred, I thought of them almost every waking moment. After a while, I thought of them each day, then weekly and monthly, and now I think of them on special events, like the date of our deployment or the anniversary of the incident. I lost 2 more soldiers this year. Galen Blakemore, 20 years of service to Quincy Public Schools. We are all better because of him. He was the epitome of the liaison between school and families. He built that bridge between schools, students, and families, so when it came time to hold students accountable, it was not a surprise or heavy-handed. He always performed his job with care, with love, support, and accountability. He was loved by many. Judy McKinney served 32 years as a bus driver and rider. Judy was featured in School Bus Transportation. Driver's quick thinking saved students' life. Judy McKinney's attention to her job has resulted in more than just good performance. While transporting students one day in early February, McKinney noticed a student choking. She quickly pulled the bus over, performed the Heimlich maneuver, and saved the student's life. That was the article that appeared. Coworkers and friends and family presented her with a plaque declaring February 7 through 11 Judy McKinney Week in honor of her actions. Judy will be missed. As we wrap up this ceremony, I ask a moment of silence for all Blue Devils lost. Thank you. Have a great summer.